Hello, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and I want to welcome you to Introduction Business offered by the College of Lake County. Today we'll be just talking Chapter 1, a quick overview. Those of you who have taken any courses and utilized any of the materials offered by the publishers, the first chapter gives you kind of like an intro about what's going on in the whole book. All right, so I'm going to go over this. You already read the book. You did the Learn Smart. You did all the homework assignment, or you're looking at this before you start the chapters reading. Now, it's broken down into a business entrepreneur. Business and entrepreneur, we'll talk about that. What are some of the business trends? Global. Are we going more into a global market or more of a nationalist market? And that's something, I'm just adding on what's going on now. The book's about like 2 or 3 years behind, so a lot of things have been happening on social media or social environment, economic and legal. That's kind of a turmoil up right now in the business sector. We have a new administration kind of coming in, kind of not. We're not sure yet. All right, we have a competitive advantage. I don't know, but because of COVID-19, a lot of businesses are locked down. New businesses may have a competitive advantage. There's smaller businesses that are leaner will basically do have a competitive advantage that also have a digital presence. Not only e-commerce, but m-commerce, just the mobile apps and everything else. Diverse workforce, I think we are a very diverse workforce, but what's happening in the workforce, you want to make sure that the balance is, you protect all workers, no matter race, creed, or religion, that this basically a business that makes you successful because your customers come from all different walks of life. So you try to find that balance. And then government role. How much is the government should be involved in the capitalistic system that we're on? Are we capitalistic, or are we moving more into more of a controlled economy? All this environment, all this is all unfolding. But what you have to understand, let me just open these up. I'll keep on going on here because I think I am recording. Okay. All right, so now if I look at the business environment, hang on a second, it's a little slow here. You're looking at business, you're looking at standard of living. Our standard of living has been doing pretty good. Is it eroding? We don't know yet. We'll have to see what happens. Quality of life, how much freedom we have, what can we do? The quality of life is kind of being and when I look at quality of life, it depends me as a business. What could I say? What is acceptable in the environment? And that affects the quality of life of the people who are looking at it. Because if I look at these two terms, you should know. Amount one could buy. Right now you could buy, depends what you're buying, all right, because of COVID-19. The other one is quality, political freedoms, and it's kind of a little bit here, natural environment, education, health, and everything. All that is doing some kind of a transformation. We're doing more of an online like we're doing now, okay? Entrepreneurs, how many people started out business, goods and services, whether I'm selling the product or I'm doing the service, and nonprofit. The nonprofit, they've taken a hit because a lot of people, the disposable income is either buying something for myself or giving to somebody else. When that disposable income shrinks, not only do businesses but also companies, they basically go, ooh, wait a minute, I don't give that much philanthropy, I don't give that much out to as a social responsible organization to help people because I'm in a survival mode. And same with individuals. During a survival, they still give because they still, that's the human nature to help. But how much I give is reduced. Okay. Now let's see what we have for business trends. And now remember, I'm adding on what is it, globalization again. I would go more now naturalization. Countries looking more nationalized, more looking inside instead of outside. Still selling more like an international let me just add this in. I'm live in here, so I'd go more. We're going back into international commerce. That's just my prediction. I'll put this in here so you don't think it's from the author, okay? When I look at international commerce, both countries are beginning to say, look what's good for my country first before I worry about the world. Human nature. Before I help the collective, how do I take care of my own family? I understand it. I'm a marketer. I'm a business. I'm a psychologist. You have to be, that's psychology. That's part of it. That's what you have to understand, okay? So you have that. Communication skills, empowered employers, aging workforce, we're getting older. Okay, the next one here is global. If I'm looking at global, more global competition, it's kind of going back and forth because if you look at the supply chain, was hurt. When COVID-19 came in, the whole supply chain, if your business or your supply chain was locked down, it affected down the stream, for lack of better words. All right, the river's coming down, so the blocks are here, you don't get water down there, you're not getting your goods. So now the supply chain is kind of messed up. So a lot of companies are looking, or even small businesses are looking, let's have multiple supply chains. Let's not just have now one delivery service, one, two. One's my major one, one's my secondary. Something has my major, one's my secondary. And hopefully the supply chain isn't in the same region. Because if there's an earthquake or natural disaster, it affects that region, that whole supply chain is closed down, okay? All right, let's see what we have for social. Social diversity, we talked about the aging population. You have Generation Z coming in, two incomes, and that one income might have lost. Now, so when you look at disposable income, most people had two. One of your spouses or one of your significant others may lost his or her employment or been reduced by many hours, so the other individual is basically helping out. It's you're living together to make things work out. Telecommunication, and when I look at telecommunication, I would look in here. I'm adding on to the mobile communication. I just tried to see if I knew it was spelled wrong. Son of a gun. I got mobile, like oil. There we go. All right. So we're live on. Okay. So now legal. Now legal is changing. Land factor, how much who possess what, capital, risk and profit. That's going up by the interest rate. Entrepreneurship. Is it a good time to come into a business? Right now, it may not be a bad time to come into a business because of. For lack of better words, there's a lot of opportunities. A lot of businesses have folded up, for lack of better words, or they gave up. So there's a lot of property out there, a lot of, at a very discounted rate, if you have the right plan, okay? And taxes and everything else. What the heck did I go on here? Wrong one. Let's go I teach that. Jeez. I gotta be careful what I put in here. Okay, now competitive. You look at customer service. More is more of a virtual. How we're talking now. You're looking at environment, productivity, effectiveness. That's all a business. How effective they are. How empowered the employees. That means they could be able to help the customer out. Technology. How much technology is being utilized. Right now, technology is what's driving commerce. Face-to-face and e-commerce and mobile commerce. If you are now trying to come up with that technology, you could do it, but you're a little bit behind the curve. Because those who had a little presence with technology, they say, oh man, I already understand this, now I just got to up my game, for lack of better words. Okay, evolution of business, and it's not just real general. We're going from agriculture, manufacturing, service, information. Basically, you can't be a country that doesn't build anything. With the new administration, we had to build something. Otherwise, you're just a second-rate country. You can't always just serve anyone. Unless you're serving the whole world and you have one way of serving somebody. That could work like a consultant, global consultant. But most so if something would happen, you still have to be, you're too much reliant on outside logistics. A lot of countries are kind of having the outside because you get a better deal, but they still are maintaining an inside presence of their manufacturing, their creating something a little bit higher end, but just in case I could still do it here and kind of survive, break even going forward. And government's role, again, if I look at taxes that are going to go up, regulation that's been cut, that is being added on there, and currency, they're talking about Bitcoin, more of a digital currency, trying to get away with this paper thing. So why? Is it easier to? It's easier for transaction and everything else, but it's also easier for tracking to see how much we owe the government through taxation. All right, so in a nutshell, what I basically try to give you here is a quick overview of what's going on in business. This is what we're going to be talking about. Now, I will be injecting current with the author. The exams and everything else will be whatever you're reading from the author and whatever data they're at. I'm not going to change it. I add, when I say right in there, it said Dr. George, that's me adding on my own perspective, my own view of things. All right? Again, I'm Dr. George Mochocki, and thank you for taking this class, and I'll see you in the discussion board. Okay, let's see how many minutes we have here. Oh, not too bad, 10 minutes. I like to keep these under 10 minutes just to give you a quick overview.